The DJI Osmo Pocket is famous for being a great camera if you want to do some vlogging. And you might ask if the newly released Osmo Pocket 4 is worth it for vlogging, or if it is enough if you use your smartphone, like the iPhone 17 Pro Max. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is still considered to have the best video mode of any smartphone available. So, do you need a dedicated vlogging camera, which is also great for general shooting, or is your smartphone enough? Let's find out together. I'm now recording in 4K with 30 frames per second. We have the iPhone on the front-facing camera and the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 with active track enabled. If you don't know, active track is that you are always centered, so no matter how you move the camera or how you move yourself, you will be always in the center of attention. Looking down, also the gimbal tries to track you properly. One quite obvious thing is that the Osmo Pocket has a wider field of view. I look a little bit pale on the Osmo Pocket, to be honest, but I'm judging this on a very tiny screen here. So if I judge by this, my face looks more true to life on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. So now let's one time check the rear camera performance of the iPhone. And now these are the rear cameras of the iPhone versus the DJI Osmo Pocket 4. And I have the ultra-wide lens selected on the iPhone, so we also have a wider field of view here now. If we use the main lens, we have a much more zoomed in experience compared to what the Osmo Pocket offers. So for vlogging, of course, it's an advantage if you have more on the screen in certain areas. Let's one time check. You can of course use all the zoom lenses easily here and go to 24x. Now back on the ultra wide. Of course, on the Osmo Pocket we can also zoom, but we are limited to 4x. So that is the most we can zoom in on the Osmo Pocket. But how often do you actually zoom while vlogging? And the biggest advantage is of course that you can flip around easily and have yourself always visible on the screen. While on the iPhone, if you want to have the best quality, you need to flip the phone. So let's do this once. I will just try this now and hope that I am now properly in focus. So now I should be in the focus of the iPhone as well. And this is of course the best option if you want to have the best quality. The main lens is by far recording the best videos on the iPhone, but you are definitely much closer punched in. Let's one time select the ultra wide lens. So now we're on the ultra wide lens of the iPhone compared to the default of the DJI Osmo Pocket 4. So the quality should be still also at day very good on the iPhone, but you have the issues that you don't know if you're on focus, you don't know how you are in frame, because on the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 you can just easily activate active track and you will be always in focus, you will be always in frame, and you can also see yourself easily and your surroundings. One big advantage about those gimbal powered cameras is of course that they are quite stable. The image stabilization is always superb. The iPhone, we have an action mode which helps to improve your stability. So I'm recording now in 2.8K with 60 frames per second because we can't shoot in a higher quality settings, and the DJI Osmo Pocket is in 4K 60. Now let's do a little jog here, and then we can compare how stable the iPhone can be with the action mode compared to the very stable gimbal of the DJI Osmo Pocket 4. Now I'm recording 4K 60 frames per second. I'm on the front facing camera of the iPhone, and the most obvious advantage for the Osmo Pocket remains the field of view, which we can widen even with this little adapter. So let's see it one time again. This is the normal field of view, and this is now the wider field of view. It is giving you quite a bit of more on the screen, which is actually nice in my eyes, especially in certain environments. If you're walking through a city and the roads are narrow, you want to have more from the scenery or from a marketplace on the screen. So this is nice. With the front-facing cameras on the iPhone here, we can't do anything to change the field of view. So if you want to see yourself and see what you record, the Osmo Pocket is definitely the winner here, easily for vlogging. The DJI Osmo Pocket 4 can of course also take pictures, and this is a field where the iPhone has definitely the advantage with its different lenses. This is now the main lens, and we can see that the Osmo Pocket 4 is way more vibrant, too vibrant for my liking, to be honest. And the biggest advantage, of course, is that we have different lenses. This is now taken with a 4x tele lens of the iPhone, while the Osmo Pocket has a 2x digital zoom here, which obviously can't compete at all. Apple is also marketing the 8x as a optical lens level zoom, and it is of course still a digital zoom which can't keep up with a proper optical zoom. Still a good shot at this length, while the Osmo Pocket can't go out further. One advantage for the Osmo Pocket 4 is when we are talking about selfies. So here the iPhone has to use the front-facing cameras, while we of course just have the one camera on the Pocket 4, and we still have a too vibrant looking shot here. But overall the quality for the selfie is really good from the Osmo Pocket 4. But what really matters is the video performance. And now let's take a look at low light performance. Let's start the low light part with 4K 30 frames per second. I'm using the front-facing camera on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. This is a significant difference here from the get-go. The DJI Osmo Pocket 4 is way brighter. This area is actually also not very dark. We got a lot of street lights here, so the picture is darker than it should be on the iPhone, and also brighter than it actually is on the Osmo Pocket 4, but it still makes for a better picture for the DJI here. And of course the biggest advantage is the gimbal. We can move it around as freely as we want, have the best quality, while we can't switch the camera lens into the back on the iPhone. If we record with the front, we are stuck on the front, and the quality on the front is generally already not as great as on the back. But if you want to do vlogging and want to see yourself and what you record, this is of course the only option, as long as you don't use an external monitor. And for this, the DJI is giving you the significantly better quality here. Now I'm recording with a rear camera, and the picture is also generally a bit brighter now on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, while the Osmo Pocket is still brighter. The field of view is also significantly wider on the Osmo Pocket. Let's go to the ultra wide lens on the iPhone, and we can see that it lets less light in also on the iPhone, so we get the darker shot here now. The main lens is giving us the best quality, obviously, and the biggest advantage, of course, at night especially, is that we have the gimbal, which is reducing this stabilization issues, which especially at night are visible, where the picture is shaky, where we get the so-called jelly effect, where the picture is warping sometimes a bit. The iPhone is not suffering as heavy as other phones under this issue, but especially in low light scenes this is also quite visible. And now, as we are here, another famous iPhone issue appears or gets very visible, and then it is the lens flare, which is jumping around the shot. Let's keep on walking. Generally, the Osmo Pocket is way brighter also than what I can see with the naked eye. But the image quality is also looking better. Keep in mind it is a way smaller screen, but even then I would be confident to say that the Osmo Pocket will look better. The biggest advantage, of course, of a phone is that we have different lenses to use. So if we zoom like this, the 8x zoom, which is quite okay still, and 24x gives us still an easy time to read what is written here. While on the Osmo Pocket I can zoom in here as well, but we have the 4x digital zoom as maximum, and this is almost looking like what the main lens of the iPhone offers us. So the field of view at 4x on the Osmo Pocket is quite close to the main lens of the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I now activated the low light mode on the DJI Osmo Pocket 4, and I also attached the DJI Mic 3, which comes with a creative combo from the DJI Pocket 4. The audio is in my eyes also quite good from the system itself, but if you have the microphone attached, it will give to you a better experience. You can see that the colors are also warmer here on the iPhone, but honestly what I see on the screen is way closer to the reality on the iPhone 17 Pro Max, so it's definitely more true to life. Colors look a little bit too vibrant on the Osmo Pocket 4, sorry. Let's one time try something else. I will now flip the iPhone and hope that I will be somehow in focus here while I use the active track on the Osmo Pocket 4. So this is of course the best quality to film yourself using the main lens here, and I have no idea if I'm in focus, but this should be the case now. And yeah, the issue will be of course that you will be quite more zoomed in, as we just have seen before. 4x digital on the Osmo Pocket 4 is as close as the main lens, or quite close like the main lens, and now the Osmo Pocket by default has a much wider field of view. So on the Osmo Pocket we could go even wider with this little wide angle lens adapter. So let's one time attach this. It is not a huge difference, but sometimes you can see it. You just fix on this fence here on the side or on the bike stands, and now add it again. You can see that quite big difference in field of view actually, so it is more significant than I actually thought. So for a wider field of view, it is definitely worth it. Now I'm recording in 4K 60 frames per second, again on the front facing camera of the iPhone, and yeah, it's not the same game as before. This area is not darker than the previous one where we used the front facing cameras, and it is extremely dark on the iPhone, while the Osmo Pocket is doing a fine job. We have this little tool here for the Osmo Pocket 4. Let's one time attach this. And difference is quite significant. Now we have different color schemes, and we can go to the lowest brightness with default brightness here, and yeah, it is doing a quite significant job here. So to the active track now. The iPhone is obviously also profiting now from this. The picture of the iPhone is otherwise way darker than this, but let me now let one time attach this. You can see the difference. The Osmo Pocket is still quite fine, but the iPhone is very dark. There are some street lights available, but overall, the Osmo Pocket is doing a quite fine job. And now once with the rear camera is also in 60 frames per second. The Osmo Pocket still is connected to the DJI mic, by the way. So I will now one time demonstrate you the voice quality with the mic, and now let me turn it off. So the mic is disconnected now, and now the internal mics are operating. The Osmo Pocket looks a little bit warmer here now in comparison, to be honest. The iPhone is a bit colder in comparison, but the reality seems to be is honestly right in between. It is not as warm as the Osmo Pocket. The iPhone is basically filtering out the warmth here. So if you look up here, the lights are yellowish, and the iPhone is practically filtering this out here. So what do you make out of this comparison? If you have any questions regarding the Osmo Pocket 4 or maybe the iPhone 17 Pro Max, leave it in the comments. I will soon give you a comparison between the Osmo Pocket 4 and the Osmo Pocket 3. Do you really need the newest shiny toy from DJI, or is the old model still good enough? Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.